Man, watching two scary movies when my family leaves town.
Yeah.
And they all involve children in peril.
Yeah.
That was a real hoot.
Yeah.
I haven't watched 2 movies in a row. I don't even know when the last time I did that was.
I almost did it last night because I watched The Train. And then they're like, hey, you want to watch an hour and a half anime? That's a prequel.
To Busan?
Uh-huh. I was like, because I was going to do Train to Busan, and then I was going to do the loose sequel.
Peninsula.
Uh-huh.
Which has none of the characters?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And it's like, takes place like afterwards. I guess everything's all fucked.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't have a train, I don't think it's worth watching.
Yeah, I don't think the prequel really does either. And it's an anime.
Because, I mean, the zombies aren't super interesting. It's the fact that they're in a closed area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And
we doing spookies.
Hey, it's your second spooky movie.
Yeah.
What'd you listen to that last one on Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck, it's Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
And you get another one.
Wild shit.
Oh, happy Spooktober, everybody.
Yep.
Tonight's movie, so I picked The Changeling.
Yeah.
Jules picked this one. It's Train to Busan.
Yep.
From 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get the synopsis out, right?
Yeah, it turns out this is the 4th time I've seen this movie, apparently.
You know, I saw like 15 minutes of it, but I think I must have just fast-forwarded to the train, because I remember none of the setup at all.
I mean, it's not a tremendous amount, but there definitely is a little bit of pre-train setup.
It's like at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's a cursory amount of setup for like a horror movie.
People love this movie.
They do.
This is a huge hit.
It was it was a massive hit. That's why they did the anime and then the Peninsula, which
came out in 2020.
And then the one dude, he went on to be in Immortals.
Oh, really?
He had big hands or something.
You're not talking about Eternals?
Eternals, yeah, not Immortals.
Because there is the Immortals.
There is.
A man, Gong Yu, his estranged daughter, and other passengers become trapped on a speeding train during a zombie outbreak in South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like...
It doesn't even mention that they have to get to Busan?
No.
Jesus.
After watching The Changeling, this fucking thing is much more fast-paced.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting. I was on the edge of my seat several times, and the budget is great, dude. In the very beginning, the guy coming out of the chemical area,
yep,
he has the argument with the gate dude, and then he's driving, he's fucking around on his phone, he hits something, gets out and looks. Does he see the deer?
Yeah, he goes,
the blood.
Hey.
Yeah. And then he drives away, and then that fucking deer gets back up with like its broken neck and stands up and hops away.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Well, it just stands up, and then we see its crazy eye, and then I think and then it cuts to the title card.
Doesn't it bound away?
I don't know, does it?
I think so.
Maybe it does.
Editor's note, it doesn't run away.
That's a great shot.
It is. Fake-ass deer.
Yeah, but a good fake-ass deer.
Yeah, I think the special effects, they're just north of like Asylum level effects.
The production house?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Because, yeah, I mean, the zombies are a little stupid, but there's money in this movie. The places they filmed it, just everything looks good. The zombies are a little silly, but, like, I don't know what else you really want from them.
The hordes. I mean, they're clearly, like, computer generated.
Is this like is this what World War Z is like? The movie?
Kind of, yeah. But, like, on like a massive scale.
Have you seen that?
I did.
Did you like it?
It was okay. The unedited version is a little bit better.
Because, I mean, much like all of America, I read the book and was excited they were making a movie. And then it turns out the movie is not the book at all.
No, it's...
Book's real good.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's got Brad Pitt in it. Okay.
Got a number of people in it.
Mm-hmm.
There is 2 Nintendo Wiis. Did you see that?
No.
That's the gift he gives to his daughter in the beginning.
Oh. What do kids like these days? A Nintendo Wii from 10 years ago.
Well, and so, yeah.
Does this movie take place in 2006?
Good question. No, but then later on, she's reading a magazine, and there's a Nintendo ad on it. And then even later on, there's a Nintendo ad on one of the billboards inside the train. Like, you see the little ad thing on the wall. And as best I can tell, there doesn't seem to be any direct funding from Nintendo, but it kind of seems like there's some product placement
money.
But then once the shit hits the fan, there's no
Nobody's playing tennis.
Nobody's talking about Nintendo.
Bowling.
Yeah, so the main character, I'm going to struggle with names on this one.
You can just say dad, daughter.
Why would we do them that dirty?
Really?
Let me see here.
I mean, that's how I roll. I don't really retain names very often.
I know. The character's name is Siak Woo, okay? He's like a business guy.
Yeah.
He's a hedge fund manager.
He is.
And his underling, he comes in like, hey, man, this fund is kind of taking a bath. And he's like, just sell it all. He's like, what about the market? I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm a hedge fund man.
Right? You work for me or do you work for the lemmings?
We're in it to make money.
Yep. So he's like, oh, okay. But he's estranged. Him and his wife are separated.
Yep.
He has the daughter. And it seems to be like a point of pride more than anything.
Yeah.
Like I can do this, even though he's not a good dad.
No, his mother takes care of his daughter most of the time, it seems. Yeah.
It's like and she wants to go to Busan because it's her birthday.
Mm-hmm. That's where her mother lives.
Yep. So right before he leaves work, he has a conversation with her. He curses a little bit. He apologizes to an old man walking by and bows to him for cursing in public. And then he asks his friend, hey, what do kids like? Comes home and she's in there on the phone under her covers. I'll just take the train by myself. I'm going to come see you. And he knocks on the door. Oh, I got to go. And he's like, happy birthday. You thought I forgot. And she opens it up and it's a we. And she just looks across the room. And he, well, what? And he looks and she's already got a we. He got it for her on Child's Day or Children's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the fuck that is. And so he's like, shit, I'm a real shitter.
He is a shitter.
Yep. And
a real self-centered, selfish shitter.
Yeah. And the mom goes, hey, why don't you just take her, man? You know, she wants to go and you got to fight for your wife. You don't just give up on a marriage, she says. So he's like, you know what? Fine. I'm just going to take her to the train station. I'll ride with her to Busan and then we'll go right back to work because I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're driving. It's super early in the morning. It's still dark out. All of a sudden, a fire truck starts flying by and he slams on the brakes and they look and there's like a building on fire. And he's like, oh, I guess something's going on. So they get on the train. He's sleeping. She starts to wander a bit. We see somebody rush onto the train.
Which is great. The ticket taker has his back. And
apparently is deaf.
Yeah.
Because she slams into the train. Yeah. And he, all aboard. And then all of a sudden that rich dick guy comes up to one of the people that work on the train. He goes, hey, there's somebody in the bathroom. I don't think they're supposed to be on here.
What, doesn't he refer to them as like, there's a strange person here?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And you think it's the person that rushed on.
Yeah, you sure do.
You open up the door and it's not. It's a bum.
Who keeps going, dead, they're all dead. Is he a bum?
Yeah. He's got yellow teeth and a Vietnam jacket.
Okay.
He's a bum.
All right.
And the guy working there, he's like, oh, sir, you know, if you don't have a ticket, we're going to ask you to leave at the next station. It's a good way to get a free ride.
And then the other person that rushed on is now
writhing on the floor.
No,
because they did go to the bathroom.
Like,
and
what are they,
tourniquet their leg? Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Their veins are looking weird.
Yep. Because she got bit on the leg.
Yep.
And the dick guy, because the daughter is watching the homeless guy, and he goes, see, if you don't study, you're going to be like that guy. And she's like, my mom says anybody that says that is an asshole or whatever. He goes, I bet you dropped out of school. And he's like, my work is done here, and just walks off. So now the person's writhing on the floor. One of the young steward folk, train
attendants?
I don't know. Yeah. Who got reprimanded for having her
scarf slightly askew.
Even though it looked fine. And then he's like, oh, your scarf. And then she like cocks it to the side. Now it looks really stupid. She's like, miss. And she's calling help. And
they're doing a good job laying the groundwork for like at least introducing you to people.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a little taste of everybody.
Yeah. You see the pregnant couple. The pregnant woman is in the bathroom and the muscle guy is out and the kid's like, I got to go. And he's like, no. Don't. Just get out of here.
Yeah.
You know, and he's really, kowtowing to his wife. And you see the baseball kids get on. The cheerleader comes on and they're like, ooh, she wants you, dude. And what do they say? Acknowledge her or accept her or something?
Yeah.
They're chanting. It's like a baseball team, young kids. And
he's like, I don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, if I like you, just be like, thank you.
Right. You're my man now. You see the two old sisters who didn't necessarily seem as old as, at least the one with the curly wig.
Yeah.
She didn't seem...
No, they doctored him up to make him look old.
Yeah, right.
They look like this. You guys trying to tell me these two are like 65?
Right.
Something like that? I don't think so.
No.
Like maybe one of them's 45. The other one might be 52.
Maybe, right. It's dubious. And the old asshole and the fucking... What would he be?
Conductor?
The conductor? The driver? He's a conductor, I guess.
The guy who drives the train?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's also the other guy who's like the head of the attendants.
Right, the head concierge or porter or whatever the fuck he is. I like the train conductor.
Yeah.
I thought he was fucking dope. He gets done dirty. Everybody gets done dirty in this movie.
Yeah.
You know, so they're riding, and now the person that's bit, they start doing the herky jerk and attack the lady. And people start freaking out. Oh my God, what's happening? You know,
she's fucking on the attendant's back.
Yeah, they're walking down the aisle.
Chomping on her. Everybody's watching.
And the main guy, he still hasn't gotten there yet. He's making his way. And people start freaking and start running away. The baseball kids are there. And that's when we see the attendant now start doing the herky jerk.
Which is interesting. So here's my question about the zombie logic in this movie. The patient zero, I guess, for the train, being the woman that runs on board, she takes quite a while to turn into a zombie. Is that because she's not dead, right? Is that why the attendant dies or turns into a zombie right away? She's been murdered, she died and comes back?
I can only assume it's because she's bitten in her calf.
Oh, okay. It takes longer to pump up to your brain.
So it's slowly taking over and she's not dead. But everybody else typically gets their throat ripped out.
And they're zombies.
And possibly it's then closer to the brain. Yeah, it's like boom, bam, they're ready to roll. And so she starts attacking everybody and people are freaking out. The kids start beating on dudes with the bat.
They all have bats.
Coach and shit. And
that's great. All these little baseball kids, they got baseball bats.
Yep. And so everybody starts rushing up the train at this point. And the conductor or the concierge guy, he's trying to help people. And then she jumps on him and now she's biting his ass. And slowly it's making its way back up to the train. The baseball folk were closer probably to the middle or the rear. The incident begins there. The pregnant person and her husband, they're probably 2 or 3 cars up. And the dad is still sleeping a few cars up. He wakes up, actually, and he's like, where's my daughter? And he's just
kind of just wandering around looking.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, because
assuming she went to the bathroom.
Yeah, and it's not like she would just wander off into the city. They're on a train that's moving. She's somewhere here.
Yeah. And he hasn't been asleep forever, you know. So slowly people start running past the pregnant woman and guy. The girl's in a bathroom a little bit down. She comes out and now everything's going nuts. And he grabs his daughter. They're running. The pregnant couple's like running. People are running and they get a few cars up and close the door. And the pregnant couple is running up and he's like, open the fucking door, man. And he's like, I don't know. And finally he does. And they let him in, close the door.
Because the daughter says, I know them.
Right. So now the muscle guy, he's holding the door closed and he's like, how do I lock it? How do I lock it? And the dad's observing. I like that. There's a lot of people observing. And he's like, I don't think they know how to open up the door. Just let it go. And he does. And they're just beating on it, but they can't work the mechanism to open up the handle. So the wife immediately grabs water, newspaper, covers the door, and the zombies just chill the fuck out.
Right, because they observed at some point that they don't see you, they don't bother you, right?
I
can't remember what they saw, but
I think the right when he said they don't know how to do it, I think somebody says like he may even said like they attack us when they saw us or something.
Yeah.
So then she jumps into action. And now the muscle dude's like, hey, dickhead, you're going to lock us out, man.
Man, I thought this guy was like a little bit out of line.
He's a little bit of a prick, but he's also not wrong.
He's basically the heart of the movie.
He is.
I fucking love this guy. It took me a while, but at a certain point I was like, this is my dude.
And there's nice moments as the movie goes on where you can see he is starting to reshape his opinion of that guy as they start to work together and rely upon each other more. Mm-hmm. But right away, he's like, yo, us an apology. And the guy's like, that shit's going nuts, man. I mean,
many people were in danger.
Right. So now, effectively, the train is kind of cut in half. The zombies are back there, presumably just eating the fuck out of everybody. And they're up here. That's when the news starts to pop off a little bit. They're saying, like, zombies trending. So I guess people know what zombies are in this. He's calling people, like, wear safe. He talks to the guy from his office. But I think he also calls somebody else, right? Because he calls him like Lieutenant Kim or something. He calls some guy Lieutenant something, who even says, no, find my men. So he seems like he's some sort of a military personnel or cop or something.
Well, he said he'd give him a scoop if he helped him.
True.
I'm not sure.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
Some of it could be translation as well.
You're welcome.
Because this movie is Korean.
Is this going to be like Mononoke, where it's a completely different story? If
Mm-hmm.
it's not,
Everybody's doing the anime voice.
God.
Look, everyone! This is what hatred looks like. This is what it does when it catches hold of you.
So they call up, and the captain, he's like, hey, we're going to stop at this next station. We understand it's safe. So they pull in, and it's deserted, and they slowly start to disembark. The dickhead guy
and the dad and the daughter, he's got it coordinated with whoever he was on the phone with. Instead of going to the main exit or the main point of the train station, they're going to quarantine you. The government's going to quarantine you.
The main terminal, right?
Go to the east terminal, and we'll pick you up there.
Yep, my guys will find you. Now, I guess it's questionable because the homeless guy gets on at the same station as they do, as well as the infected girl. And he's clearly seen some shit.
Yeah.
It's like, where is that happening?
He's basically, I think...
In the city?
Yeah, I mean, with that fire, I think that implied that something
seems
was
like
already
it's going
popping
on.
off.
Yeah, I guess.
Clearly like a wave of these...
They just missed it.
Yeah, by 2 minutes, I feel like.
Yeah. Okay. So they're all going in the station, and him and his daughter cut off. The pregnant lady, she's like, "What's up with that?" And he goes, "Don't worry about that guy." But the bum starts coming with them. He goes, "Hey, no, go that way." "Oh, no, I heard your phone call. I'm coming with you, man."
They're gonna quarantine us, and you have a way out of here.
Yep. He's talking to his daughter. She's like, "We gotta go help those people. You're telling them to go the wrong way," and he's like, "No, we don't help people."
Yeah. This is reiterated so many times throughout the first.
Yeah, he watched her
movie.
recital. She's singing, stops immediately, and he's like, "Why'd you stop singing?" So the bum sees a army guy at the far end of this long corridor, and he starts running over to him.
Like as though they think that that's the crew that's getting him out of there.
Yes, even though he's clearly not right.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, "Well, hold on, baby. I'm going to go run to stop the bum so that we can, whatever." So as they're making their way down there, all of a sudden, you could see the army guy's like hurt.
He's like, "Help me." He looks like maybe he's been shot in the head.
And the zombie comes flying out, crashes down, gets up, and just jumps on him, starts chomping on him. And the bum, stops and falls, and the dad's like, "Oh, shit." And more zombies just come and start eating this guy. So they fucking hightail it out of there. But by the time they get back, right before that, everybody else, as they're taking the escalator down.
God.
They're like, the burly guy, he sees like a shield and baton on the stairs and a little blood, and he's like, "I don't know." And then they see like a row of soldiers, like their feet, because they're coming down the escalator.
With their back to them.
And then as soon as they get down, turn around, "We're all zombies."
Yep.
And they start just rushing the mob. So the guy puts his wife over the railing. He's like, go up. And the old women are running, and the sports guys are running.
And the zombies are taking out like half of the train members.
Yeah, they're just, because they're the zombies like 28 days later.
Yeah.
They're vicious, they're fast.
And what I imagine the World War Z zombies are like.
Yeah, quite. The only cool thing about World War Z is the scale. Like at one point they go to Jerusalem, which is walled off.
Is this where they have the big pile up?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I remember from the trailer.
It's so similar to the end here.
Well, they do this several times where the zombies are running so fast they start piling up on each other.
Yep. And so now it's a mad dash to get back to the train.
So the big group is running back down the hallway, basically running by the daughter, the father, and the bum who they're trying to get back to.
And they get attacked.
Yep.
But the big guy punches the zombie and takes the daughter. And they run into the glass vestibule that leads from the waiting area to the train platform. And the bum runs past as the dad is being attacked. And he just puts a coat on the zombie's head.
And the dad's worthless because his big move was, I put a book in the zombie's mouth.
Yes.
That's the only way
he's punching the book.
He's worthless.
Yeah, he's just a guy,
Yeah, but this bum's got this sweet-ass move.
Yeah, he just puts a coat on his head.
It's like putting a coat over a bird cage. The bird's asleep.
So the dad is laying on the floor still. And the big guy, he's like, "Dude, come on. And he's just like, So finally he gets up, runs in. Most of the other people are now running down to the train. It's a couple of sports kids, the muscle guy and the dad, and they're trying to lock the door. The conductor, he's starting the train. The old man's like, "We gotta fucking go." And the guy's like, "There's more people coming." He pushes them down. They eventually lock the door as the train's now moving.
As soon as they lock that door, though,
the glass starts breaking.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Fuck." And they run and it just shatters and they come pouring through, man. They're running down to the train. The sports guys get on. The dad gets on. I think the homeless guy gets on. And the big guy's running still. He grabs a shield and he sees more zombies coming, so he's bashing through them, and he gets on the train. And there's a moment where he looks up at the guy like, man, this guy saved me, you know? So now they're back on the train. But the dad, the baseball kid, the homeless guy, he got on earlier. The dad, the kid, the baseball kid, and the burly guy are on the train, separated from the rest of the group by a few cars full of zombies. The wife, the girl, the bum, and one of the old women, they're stuck in the bathroom, a few cars still removed from the main group, which has the cheerleader, the old man, and every other fucking nobody.
I think our team, the dad, is in train car number 9. I believe the
wife is in 13.
Yep, and then
everybody else
in
is
15.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they say, we got to get up there. He calls the wife, and she's like, you got to come save me. His daughter answers, and we're in 13. And he goes, was that my girl? It's like, yeah, man, they're in 13, and they're in the bathroom, and they're zombies. And the dad's like, I'm going. The guy's like, well, what are you going to fucking do, man?
You imagine you save them. How are you going to get back through these zombies to come back here?
And the sports kid goes, well, they're up in 15. And he immediately grabs his bag, and he's wrapping up his fucking arms.
Which is a little weird, because they go for your neck and shit, and they can get you anywhere. But I guess
you can at least defend yourself.
Yeah.
And not, I mean, I would do my hands too.
Yeah.
I think they even do that in World War Z. He tapes magazines on his arm. So then you can at least defend yourself without worrying about getting bit, to push them and shit.
Do they have the samurais in World War Z? Like, oh man, there's like...
The coolest person is an Israeli female soldier who rolls with him pretty hard.
I can't remember, I could be getting this completely wrong, but there's this like blind guy with a samurai sword. He's just like hanging out, and you can hear him coming, and he just slices him down.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. You should get that book. I think you'd really.
Is it a comic or a book?
No, it's a book. It's all vignettes. It's like 10 pages about one part of the world, 10 pages about these people over here in this part. Mm-hmm. But also, about the whole of the experience of what's happening.
Do they solve it?
I think at the end, it's not solved, but much like all of the zombie stuff should be, eventually they're all just rotted.
Yeah,
they can't move anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, zombies, man, Jenny's like scared of zombies, and I have like no fear of zombies. It's like the dumbest thing you could possibly think of to attack.
It depends on the zombie.
But I mean, there's no way they could function.
Well, that's just it. Like, if we're talking about like The Walking Dead, they're slow and stupid.
Yeah.
And eventually, yes, there's going to be some decomposition because they're not alive.
No, they should go quick. It should be like 2 months.
Yeah.
And all of the meat and everything's gone. I mean, to make the bones move, you need muscles.
Right.
Rigor mortis sets in.
Yeah.
There's just not a feasible thing unless there's an evil wizard bringing stuff back to life. Mm-hmm. Magic is what makes them move.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
No.
I hate it.
Zombies no scary. Werewolves?
Yeah.
I'm very scared of werewolves.
Yeah, they don't fuck around.
No, they're like, fuck, man, a vampire? Sure. You can handle a vampire. You can handle zombies, right?
The thing about a werewolf is it's dependent upon the moon.
Well, and you need a silver bullet. It's not like...
sure.
Man, a zombie. A zombie's probably the best monster you can go up against.
Yeah. My theory is the only... this movie aside, because they know what they are, but the only reason zombies ever work is because they exist in a world where nobody knows what a zombie is.
Yeah.
So, Claire, what are you doing over there, Claire? Come, let me hug you. They're biting me. Nobody knows what the rules are. I think, did he shoot him in the head? I think we got to go for the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they get a leg up. They can spread fast. Because people are idiots. Everybody knows what a Dracula is or a werewolf.
Yeah.
So you kind of know what you're up against. But with zombies, everybody's just like, I don't know. And then they take over because they're a bunch of fucking morons.
Yeah.
So
we got to battle our way through the train cars.
Yep. This is where it gets a little actiony, but I'm into it. So they get prepared. The dad's got the shield and the baton. The big guy, he's just going to punch.
Which is fucking crazy to think about.
He goes, I'm going first. Baseball boy, you're in between us. Dad, you're in the back. And you're going to hold up the rear. You better stop anybody from coming on our ass.
You're the most worthless. You are in the back.
And it's interesting because right before they attack, they go into a tunnel. But he goes, wait until we get out of the tunnel, right? So, and then they do this cool thing where he walks in and they come on his flank. The music's fucking crescendoing and boom, they're in it. They're just fighting and beating and shit. The boy's beating dudes and the guy's beating dudes and the dad's in there. And then they hit another tunnel and the zombie's just like, stop, looking around.
Like your teeth clacking.
And they're like, what the fuck? what's going on here? Something falls or something?
The baseballs roll.
That's later.
Oh, is
I think in this one, he taps the luggage thing, and they turn around.
Zombies are so stupid.
Sneak out. And they go into the next car, and they regroup, and they're like, you guys saw that, right? It's like, well, yeah, idiot. He goes, I think they can't see in the dark. The kid's like, yeah, I think so too. So they're like, all right, well, let's keep going. So they go to the next car, and that's when they get to the baseball kids, I think. And he's just verklempt.
Yep. Baseball guy shuts down completely.
My friends. And the guy pushes him out of the way. He's like, he just starts beating on him, breaking kids' necks and shit. Picks one guy up and like throws him into the ceiling and shit.
He's I like that moment. He's like a little fed up. They're losing a little bit. He's like Hulk.
Yeah, and so Dad and Burly guy are getting like pinned. And that's when the boy snaps out of it. And he's like, you aren't my friends anymore. And he starts beating on them, and they get through that car. And I mean, they're just fucking exhausted. And then I think they realize, there's even more in this car. And he goes, well, there's a tunnel coming up in like 2 minutes, you know.
He does the math on it. He's able to figure out like when it's coming and how long it's going to be dark for.
Well, yeah, because he pulls up the GPS, and so he's looking at the map and shit. Yeah, and he goes, after that, it's going to be much longer. So they go in, lights are dark, the baseballs do fall. That was in the last car. That caught off guard. Now they're going in. And they use his phone. He programs the dad's phone into the dad-to-be's phone into the dad's phone. Throws it. They hide. He calls it. Draws their attention, and they sneak by.
Just walk right on out.
Mm-hmm. But now he doesn't have his phone. And then I think at this point they reach the bathroom. Even though they were in 13, they were in 9. That'd be 4 cars. Maybe one of them they just fought through again.
Yeah. I think one of them might have been kind of half empty.
Yeah, the second one. I think it's like the first one they go through. Second one they do it, and then the baseball. Because the second one was,
so they touch base with their squad in that bathroom.
Yep.
And then they dip out into the second bathroom, right?
They leave, but then the lights come back on. Mm-hmm. And then they go back out, and they're like, let's use the luggage rack. We're going to climb on the luggage rack. That's what it is. So now everybody's on the luggage rack climbing, and the dad gets to a bag, and he throws the bag at the end of the train, so everybody's drawn away, and they're like, now we can just climb down and just walk. And everybody's coming down and walking, but then the homeless guy slips and falls, and it's still dark, you know. So the dad goes back to get him. And the lights come on, and now they're both they're
behind enemy lines.
Yep, they're pinned down, and the zombies are lurking. They're not finding them, but it's close. So the muscle guy's like, hey, they turn around, just run, man. And he goes to the bum. On 3, we're gonna go. 1, 2,
crunch.
And he steps on an old Fanta can or something.
Yeah.
Huh? They turn around, run, and they run, and now they're trying to keep the door closed, and they're at train 15, and the baseball girl told everybody up there, like, hey, my friends are coming up. And the old man, he's like, well, how do we know they're not bit? How do we know they're not bit? They're going to be monsters. We can't let them in. Mm-hmm. So they take off all their shirts, and they're like, they find shirts. They're all wearing shirts. I don't know where they find the shirts. Luggage, I guess.
Yeah.
Some guy had like 50 shirts. And they tie the door closed so they can't get in. One of the old women is up there. And she's all distraught because she thinks her sister's dead. And so they're banging on the door trying to get in. And everybody's like, shh, be quiet.
Baseball kid's smashing it with a baseball bat. Yep. It's not working.
Yep.
Muscle guy is trying to hold the door shut
and the
on
dad's,
like 2 zombies.
Yeah, and the dad's beating on them. And he's like, get the fucking door open. And the guy beats a woman in the door down to the ground. And then the muscle guy puts his hand on the door handle to try to get more leverage. She comes right back up and bites him in the fucking hand.
Bummer.
And you're just like, no.
Man, I fucking knew everybody was going to eat it, but it hurt a little bit when he got chomped.
Yeah. And the pregnant wife's crying. The baby's crying and shit.
The baby?
The girl. The kid.
Okay.
The baby's probably crying too. The dude's like, you got to get that door open, man. You know, and you got to get my wife. You got to take care of her.
Promise me you'll take care of her, yeah.
Yep. And the guy, he's just like, this is his brother now.
Yeah, I almost expect him to say, I love you.
Yeah, he's...
Because they love each other.
Tearing up. He's like, you can see he's trying to think, what do I do? What do I do? How can I save this guy?
Muscle guy, like, watched this guy become a man.
Mm-hmm. He ushered him into adulthood.
He's finally looking out for people other than himself.
Yep. And the guy's like, I can't hold this for much longer. Grab my wife. I'll try to keep him off. Baseball guy breaks through the door. And now they're trying to get in, but they're still like trying to block the door and shit. The kid's arm's in the fucking door. And finally, he sees the girl even crying and he doesn't give a fuck.
No.
So finally they get the door open and they rush in. The guy grabs the pregnant wife and the muscle guy yells out, "Name my daughter this." Because the baby didn't have a name except Sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
And the zombies rush in.
And he holds him off like he said he would.
Boxing
He's
them.
like, his body is straight up blocking like a 20 wave of zombies.
Yeah, and he even picks one up like he's going to body slam him and just fucking presses him against everybody. And he's like, "Eat dick." And
it's impressive, man.
Yeah, man.
And you see him battling it out and they eventually show him with the milky eyes.
Eventually they topple him over because he just can't hold the wave back and they're chomping on him, and he starts turning, and they get into the car, they close the door, and Dad goes after the dickhead, punches him in the face. "We could have saved them," he's shaking him. "Why the fuck didn't you do it?"
Oh, because they lost the other old lady. We didn't touch on that.
Yes.
She like froze.
Everybody's like rushing in, and he's like, "Come on, come on, come on." And then she sees her sister sees her, and she's like, "I love you." And then she's
like,
just,
"No, I can't do it anymore."
And then boom, they rush her and
chomp her right as they close the door.
Yep. So now the young curly-haired sister's even more of a wreck. And the guy who's being confronted, he's one of them.
See, he's acting like an infected.
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. And the guy's just like,
they're all just like, no.
But, they like,
turn on him.
You know what?
Man against man.
Yep, we don't feel safe. We're not going to send you back, but you're going to go up to the area up here, man.
Like the luggage room, which is fascinating that they're like, you guys go further up in the train where it's even safer. Get away from us. Go to where it's safer.
I'm thinking this must be the last car.
Before you get to the conductor.
Before you get to, or whatever separates them if it's just the engine or whatever.
I'm more than happy to go up a car.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
No fucking problem.
In fact, it works out for us.
Yeah, because they're like, the baseball guy's telling his girlfriend, who's now his girlfriend, "Stay here, you're safer here." And she's like, "No, I'm coming with you." And so they go over there, and those people are sealing them in there with the t-shirt move again.
Yep.
And while they're sealing them in with the t-shirt move,
the sister,
she sees her sister now zombified on the other sheet of glass.
Goes up to the door and she's like, "You idiot. Why did you fucking help people and shit?" She opens up the door.
Fuck yeah, she does.
Everybody's like, "What? No!" And the zombies just feast.
You don't even really get to see it. You are now with our other team on the other side of a frosted door.
Yep.
Mostly.
They hear it. And it looks like the dad's
some blood getting smeared.
A little cool with it.
Yeah, dude, right? Absolutely. They all snaked out on him hard.
Because when he's like, "Go up to the front," and they show everybody looking at them.
Everybody's like,
all
"Get
of a
out
sudden,
of here,
one guy,
scumbags."
You could tell it's uncontrolled. He goes, "Yeah, you get out of here." And then the girls are like, "Yeah, you get out of here." And they're just yelling at him and shit.
Yeah, they need to have some control, I guess, in this situation. They need more of a human element to blame.
Well, and this dickhead, he's calling the shots, and they're letting him.
What? Why is this guy anything? They make it seem like he's some sort of powerful guy.
He
but not really.
says he's like the COO of Stallion Express, which I think is like their Greyhound.
Okay.
Because he says something when he talks to the conductor at one of the stops where he identifies himself. But the way he says it suggests that I thought maybe he was with the train company and he was just riding undercover or something.
Undercover boss.
Yeah, but he says something that seems to suggest that maybe he's the COO of like a bus company or something. Big shot, nonetheless. And we actually learned later that him and one of the dudes are hiding in the bathroom.
I know, I was so bummed to see that he was alive.
Yeah. So the conductor is like, "Look, we're going to stop at this station because the track's blocked. I hear Busan is cool, but I don't know. Anybody that hears this message, I'm going to go get another train. I'm going to be on the far left track. I'm going to Busan." So he gets out and he starts running.
It's scary too.
Yeah,
He's like, because it's dead quiet once again at this other station. And you slowly discover that the other trains are also full of zombies.
Yep. And so the dad, the daughter, the bum, and the pregnant wife are making their way. Meanwhile, asshole in the bathroom, he looks out, sees a zombie, and he goes to the other guy. "Oh, it's clear. You go first." Guy opens up the door, sees the zombie. Asshole pushes him out. He gets attacked, and asshole sneaks out. So now they're going between trains, trying to make their way. The conductor gets to a new train. He gets it slowly running. And all of a sudden, a runaway train comes barreling in.
It's on fire.
It's on fire. It smashes into one of the parked trains, which topples over onto another train and kind of pins the dad, the wife, the pregnant lady, the child, and the homeless man. The asshole sees the other train going, so he starts to make a run for it, and he's being chased. No. Before that, because the baseball guy and the girl were separated.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
When the train collided. So now they're on a train trying to make their way through, and the door's locked. So the boy's trying to smash the window. All of a sudden, the dickhead comes running up, pushes the girl who gets bit. The baseball boy beats the zombie, and now he's cradling the girl because she's turning into a zombie. And he's just defeated. They made it. Not all the way.
No.
But they were making it.
Yeah, it's fully the asshole's fault, and he's cradling her, because basically she's dying in front of his eyes from a horrific disease.
Yep.
And then, that split second she turns into a zombie and chomps his neck. It's a slightly far away shot.
Yeah, the camera's slowly backing up as we're looking down the aisle of the train, and he's, cradling her, and she just starts chomping on him, and they get a little music cue, and it's, pretty tender.
Mm-hmm.
So now the asshole's running. He slips on the track and he falls.
And he's trying to get to the train. The conductor sees him.
It's just an engine. There's no other train attached to it. So the conductor jumps down while the train's still moving to save the asshole.
Selfless.
Who throws him to the zombies. Basically.
Does he? I mean, I think they just kind of...
I think a zombie jumps on him and he's like, help, help, help. And the guy's just like, and they start chomping on the conductor.
Well, the conductor's already lost cause by the time he says,
for the most part.
The zombie's like on him.
When he asks for help, yes. He was stupid enough to go after the guy.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea.
But he just assumes everybody's decent.
Well, even then, I mean, if he can't get to the train, I really don't think you're going to help him. The zombies are fast.
True. As soon as that guy fell, I'd have been like,
oh, dang, guess you're not coming, bro.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry, dude.
You know what I mean? So the dickhead gets on the train. We even hear him say, ouch, faintly, while the scuffle's happening. Meanwhile, Dad slowly gains conscience. The train is tipped over and above them with zombies in it. There's electrical wires and shit. But he sees, right in front of me,
there's a hole.
There's a hole in the gravel from where the wheel kicked. So he climbs underneath, and right before he can get anybody else out, I think another wheel falls.
Yeah, and
some big thing falls.
Yeah, it is a wheel, right?
Is it a wheel?
Huge. It's huge because he has to bust that out of there.
So he's like pulling on it.
And the glass is cracking down there, and so the zombies are basically above everybody.
So it does crack, and some get out, and the bum just springs into action, grabs a pipe or something, and he's like pushing them back. And the dad eventually gets the wheel free, calls for the daughter, calls for the pregnant lady, and they're like, what about him? And the bum's just like, go.
Yep.
And then
as soon as they go, they just start pouring out.
Yeah, windows break.
God, the effects of them like falling and pouring through things is amazing.
It is, and because their movement is like
water almost.
It is, yeah.
Just pouring through the cracks.
It reminds me of this game, Days Gone. You play as Sam Witwer. He plays the main character. He's not like a well-known actor, but I mean, he was in Gamer. He was on an episode of Bones. I mean, he was in Crank. High Voltage. Nothing. I don't think he's led a project.
Oh, is he? He's Chaz Chilios?
Yes.
In the Cranks.
I don't know what he would have been in Crank, to be honest. Anyways, so they're free now. And they're running towards the train. And they're just being chased by zombies at this point. Just hundreds of just...
Yep, but we get that daughter on the train.
He gets the daughter on the train.
We get that pregnant lady on the train.
And he jumps on the train. But so does the zombie. He's being drugged by the train because he's holding on. And then more zombies are jumping on. And they've got like a cape of zombies that are just hanging on. Slowly, some are climbing up. And so he just starts kicking on their hands. Like, get the fuck off this train. Get these motherfucking zombies off this motherfucking train. And he does. And then he turns around and the old asshole is in the caboose or the train driving room.
Yeah, I was confused by this because like
the engine
he
room.
sees him there. You see he's got the cloudy eyes.
Mm-hmm.
They close the door and then he opens it. And you're like, wait a minute! I thought we already established the zombies can't do handles.
Zombies can't.
But he's like only 90% zombie.
Yes, because he even like he's looking around and confused, and then he remembers how to open up a door.
Yeah.
So he opens up the door and he comes out. He's like,
"Please, I need to get to my mom's,
Mr.
Busan."
And boom, he's a zombie.
No, not boom. This is some bullshit. The fucking dad had like 40 chances to like throw this guy off. He's not a zombie yet.
Yeah.
His dad is not proactive
Just go up to him and be like, okay, mister.
Like, trick him, be like, that's the way off. The Busan's right here. This is your stop.
Mm-hmm.
Kick him in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
Yeah.
He just fucking runs up the clock. I mean, it's like 60 or 70 seconds before he turns into a zombie.
Sure.
He's talking for a while.
But there is enough time, kick him in his dick, and then throw him over. Doesn't happen. Now he's a zombie, and the dad's fighting him. I mean, he's been through hell, so he's kind of tuckered.
But he should be a fucking machine by now.
He should be.
A defense machine.
Especially at this point.
Yeah.
You've made it. You've got your daughter.
There's only 3 of you.
You've got another daughter on the way. And eventually he just ties himself up with like a chain that they would use to like barricade the stair entry to the train or whatever, and throws themselves both over.
But by this point, he's already been bitten on the hand.
He was bitten by the...
He basically, he covers the zombie's mouth with his hand.
Why does he do that? He falls, the zombie goes after the family, he comes back, and instead of just grabbing him by the shoulders or the shirt and just tossing him, he puts his hand in front of the guy's face.
It's so stupid.
On his mouth. Jesus. On his mouth. So he's basically feeding this guy.
Yeah.
And he bites him, of course. So he, throws him over. He gets himself back on board.
For a minute there, were you like, he's going to cut his hand off? Like, is he going to like maybe use that chain and swing down by the wheels and sever his hand off?
Something.
No.
Because there is a moment, not like that, but where somebody cuts off their hand in World War Z.
Sure, it happens a lot in these things.
And I think they even cauterize it. They're fine, right? So he's changing. He grabs the pregnant woman. He's like, come on. Puts her in the captain's chair. And he's like, I think this is the brake. It says brake. Now, he goes, just pull this, and it'll stop. But I think you also have to deaccelerate and brake. Mm-hmm. He doesn't tell her that. So.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I forget about you in trains.
I mean, there's an acceleration knob.
Yeah.
So I would assume you're not just going to want to put the brakes on while it's accelerating. I mean, she does, and it seems to work. But so then he takes a moment with his daughter, and she's like, I stopped singing because you weren't there. I made the song, I arranged it, and I was going to sing it for you, but you weren't there, Daddy. Don't leave me, Daddy. And he cries, and he's like, pries her hand off of him, and then rushes out and closes the door. And she just goes apeshit, right? And now he's outside weeping. There's a weird flashback to when she's born.
I feel like this seems to be what happens as they're dying and turning into the zombies. Because think about what the other guy was saying. The dick, like he was talking about his mom. It seems like he was probably experiencing something like that too. I mean, maybe it's your life flashing before your eyes. I don't know.
Could be. It was just weird because he's wearing all white. The room's all white.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
I mean, I guess that would, then reinforce perhaps you're drawing your happiest memory or something.
This shit's sad as fuck. And I'm also sad that I have 2 kids. None of those moments were like magical when I was holding them afterwards, like in these movies.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of screaming, a lot of panic.
In real life?
Yeah.
No, I mean, but it's not like I instantly was like, well, yes.
It wasn't
my life is for you,
yeah.
And I've never been happier than this moment.
Yeah, it wasn't like a John Woo moment.
It was like, hey, little baby. Hey, look, I'm holding this little baby. This is my baby.
Oh, shit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. Not like beams of Jesus zooming into your heart, making you feel...
Yeah, he was
like the Grinch's heart growing bigger.
There was like vaulted ceilings with like 80-foot curtains, and it's billowing, and he's touching her little white baby foot, and
shit's fucking sad, bro.
So he has his moment, and you see him clouding up, and then it cuts to a shadow of the moving train
in the back of the train where he's hanging out.
And you see him, and then he just
falls off.
Yep.
Good for him.
Big time. He didn't try to fight it or anything. He knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So at this point, I always think the movie's over. It's not quite.
Basically, but yeah.
So they stop the train at a tunnel entrance that's like barricaded.
It's fucking hell on earth over there.
Big time.
And there's dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah. One even moves.
Only one, though.
Yeah.
You see so many of them floating in the ponds face down. Why aren't they zombies? Now, I think we figured that out in 2 minutes, but that was
You would think there'd
ominous.
be more there, at least, more dead zombies. So they enter the tunnel and they're walking, and then we cut to soldier dudes.
And also, the pregnant lady's looking at, like, her tummy hurts sometimes. I'll tell you, I thought possibly...
Miscarriage?
Yeah, that baby was going to get her from the inside out. Yeah.
I thought when the guy was holding the door and he looks over at her, she comes by and she's holding her stomach and she looks fraught.
Yeah.
I thought, oh no, did she just have a miscarriage? No. She just got some gas.
Stressful.
Yep. So she's walking with the kid and the soldiers are like, hey, we got some people coming. Looks like a woman and a kid, but that can't be. Where'd they come from?
Good question.
And he calls in. He's like, hey, Sarge, what do you want me to do? And he's like, verify visuals. And the guy's like, I mean, it's a tunnel, dude. I can't see what's going on.
Okay, kill him.
Yep.
You also would think that they would maybe have one guy on top of the mountain, being able to see what's coming on the other side of the mountain. I guess not. We're just going to wait at the other side and hope for the best.
Yeah. Since they don't see people, if anything, they're just going to shamble out.
Yeah.
You have plenty of time to drop them, which is another question I have. If I were to put on a sheet like a ghost,
Yes?
I'd be fine, right?
Oh, like, because you would be hidden.
They wouldn't see that I'm a
zombies?
person. Sure, I'm moving around, but they don't.
Yeah, this is another
They
problem.
don't just attack movement.
I don't understand why they don't attack each other, but I guess it's an animal thing where they can smell that they're also the dead.
Apparently, yeah, their desire is flesh. And there was even a moment before that where he talks to the Kim guy again, and he goes, "Sir, I just found out that one of the companies we were investing in is this company that this virus seems to have stemmed from. Did we do this? Did we do this?" The guy's like, no, man.
Yeah, we did it.
But lights go out, they can't see. Paper goes up, they stop looking. Coat goes on his head, doesn't know what to do. Dress up like a ghost? Should be fine.
I don't know.
I mean, they don't just seem to attack. Sound and movement alert them. I guess they went up to the phone, but I guess we don't know.
Yeah, zombies don't make any sense.
I guess we don't know.
I don't even think smell comes into it, man, because they
Not
don't
with these.
smell people.
Not with these.
But they can smell each other. I mean, that's just me saying that because they don't attack each other. But
They must not see. Maybe it's heat. Maybe they're like the Predator,
oh,
right?
yeah.
Lights go out, they can't. Well, they would still see heat. I don't know, man.
So these soldiers are gonna smoke
Yeah.
the fucking pregnant lady,
But-
the kid,
They hear her singing her weird song
right as they're about to pull the trigger.
for no reason. She's just singing,
I mean, it's a good time to do it. Her dad's dead. She never finished it at the play.
I guess.
They're basically in the den of sorrow. They're just walking through a dark cave.
I wish there would have been a small moment where, in order to comfort the daughter, the lady goes, "Oh, I heard you have a song. Can you sing it for me now?"
Hey, dude, you know what else would have been a good idea?
Mm-mm.
Waiting till it was nighttime to leave the trains.
Yeah.
You ever think about that?
When you pull up to the first station and shit seems off,
Yeah.
just wait on the train.
I think there's probably food on that train. I think they can hang
yeah.
out for a while.
Probably water.
They're pretty safe.
Yeah, because he even goes, well, let's decouple the train, and the guy goes, I can't do it from here.
Man.
So that's out of the question, I guess.
Everybody's always like, I gotta go. And it's always like, you guys are leaving like safe areas. Everybody's always fucking ditching the safety.
If you're going to quarantine anyways, just stay on the train when they first disembark. Just see what happens.
Yeah.
You know?
I also like often was like, man, get up on top of the train and you'll be able to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I assume if the zombies somehow spot you, you don't want them creating that pile-up effect where they can get to you. But if they spot you, can you just lay down? And it would take them long enough to form a pyramid, they'd forget about you.
That's what I mean. Like, if you hold up box in front of you,
Then they're like, fuck, where'd he go?
he's gone. Let's just mill around.
So they hear the song.
Yep. Oh, it's a person. I almost blew her fucking brains out,
No.
but I didn't. It's humans, and everybody comes out.
I will tell you that when they were walking through that tunnel and they were going to shoot them, or I thought that would be coming even before they announced it,
Yeah.
I was like, man, fucking goddamn it, it's the end of The Walking Dead, or the Night of the Living Dead again, where they just smoke that guy who's been waiting all night for help. And then when she starts singing and they hear it and they go to rescue them, you know what I did?
Good.
Not like a full-on cry, but choking up, making those sounds. Not juicing. I'm weak, Jules. I'm a weak guy.
Yeah.
I get the tenders real easy. And that's Train to Busan.
Yeah, you know, fourth time.
I can't believe you've seen this fucking thing 4 times. I really don't even like to watch movies more than once.
You know, I think because I watched it the first time, right around when it came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is dope. And then there was a second time where I wanted to watch it, and Callie was like, oh, yeah, I'll watch that. And she never did. And I was in the mood, so I watched it. And then when we were watching it now, she's like, oh, yeah, I think I've seen this. So I was like, okay, well, then I must have seen it a third time with her, probably like a year or two ago. And now here I am watching it a fourth time.
Man.
Be the last time.
This is an exciting, pretty fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary. I'm scared for them a lot.
I wanted to say like they could have cut maybe 20 minutes, but I don't think they could.
Yeah.
It's super lean. Even the introductory stuff, yeah, you could have probably had some dialogue with him just right on the train, talking to the wife to establish all that.
Man, you can't be cutting that intro shit.
But
I
think that stuff is needed, and it works, and it doesn't drag. It's so ominous. Like it starts with that cattle guy driving up to like a checkpoint, and they're just blowing smoke. There's like that dummy waving him forward. He goes, y'all better not be killing my cattle again because some fucking, sir, it's not foot and mouth disease. Like, what? You got foot and mouth disease? And this other thing happening? Like,
am I going to get trench mouth like I was at Woodstock 99?
Yeah, right? It reminded me of the scene from The Host where they're trying to get into the quarantine zone. Good movie.
Yeah. It was a good time.
It is kind of spooky, too.
It is.
It's harrowing.
That's the word. Yeah, it's not scary like a scary movie. It's more intense.
There's moments of...
You're worried.
Mm-hmm. You're fraught. It's taut.
They're picking all of our people off.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them make it longer than you'd think.
Yeah, and some of them, they just go. Like the conductor, he just gets his.
Yeah, I didn't think the dad would die necessarily. I thought it was going to be the three of them making it.
Nah, I mean, it's Korean, so... He had to die.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Will you watch the movie Burning and then tell me what you think of the ending? Okay. Not as part of the podcast, just as like a thing.
I've never heard of it.
I liked it. I liked the ending a lot. And then every time there's a Reddit thread, man, people are really going at it or talking about how vague the ending is. And I'm always like...
Oh, Stephen Yeun's in there?
Yeah, he's great in it.
The synopsis is weird. It says... Oh, it's not rated. It says, Jong-soo runs into Hai-mi, a girl who once lived in his neighborhood, and she asks him to watch her cat while she's out of town.
I think it's Jaime.
When she returns, she introduces him to Ben, a man she met on the trip. Ben proceeds to tell Jong-soo about his hobby.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It does not sound good at all.
Oh, it's good. Everybody talked about this movie.
Apparently not me.
No, it's good, man. You should check it out. I really just want to talk about the last 10 minutes.
Is it fucked up?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's interesting. They have a interesting relationship, him and Jaime, and then things get weird when it becomes like a triad.
Is Stephen Yeun like the star?
No, he's Ben. I don't know, man. Do you like to listen to spooky podcasts?
I don't do it out of habit. I'm not really a spooky guy. I don't really believe in ghosts or anything.
I get spooked pretty good.
Yeah, I don't. I was introduced to like horror at a very young age and don't believe in that stuff. The spookiest actually that had ever been was I watched When a Stranger Calls Back.
Ooh.
Right? Have you seen that?
Is Carol Kane in that one?
Yes. And the guy's wearing the body paint.
Oh, sure. I think I've seen the picture of it.
Yeah. So he basically, they don't like, how's he getting in? Where, because he's breaking in early and he just paints his body to look like sort of an unused corner.
Yeah.
Or a corner in your house that you wouldn't necessarily, there's not a lot of light or whatever it is. And then he gets you.
Yeah.
And after I watched that, I think I was a little stoned. I was like a teenager. I was like, God damn, that's some spooky ass shit.
That's fucking scary, man. It sounds spooky, man.
Quite good.
All right. Check out the Soda Review podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
Check out Instagram. We Doing Filmographies.
Yep.
Email us at wedoingfilmographies@gmail.com.
Yep.
Get on Twitter at DoFilmographies.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you know what? YouTube. YouTube.com/wedoingfilmographies.
Yep.
Just go on Facebook and be our friend. We Doing Filmographies.
Yep.
We got 2 friends on there.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? We got 5 views in the last 5 days. 5 listens in the last 5 days.
I guarantee you one of those is mine.
Yeah.
And another one is Callie.
Nice. I think one of them's mine, too.
Yeah.
So we got 2 new listens
Fucking
in the last 5 days.
We got a hotline.
Oh, yeah. 763-634-1897. Tell your friends that really like movies.
Mm-hmm.
This podcast is not for everybody.
As evidenced, it's not just all Billy Crudup all the time.
Right.
We're doing spooky movies now, and then, we got other actors coming down the pipe.
Fuck yeah.
Good shit.
We're going to make you shit your pants in the next 8 episodes. Next week...
We haven't decided.
We did decide.
Did we? Oh, that's right. You were doing
Suspiria.
Suspiria?
I think it's Suspiria.
And I got The Prince of Darkness.
Fuck yeah.
Or Prince of Darkness.
I don't know.
Might be a stinker.
No, I think it's supposed to be pretty good.
Excellent.
So.
2018 Suspiria.
Yep, we're not doing the original.
Mm-hmm.
Jules thought I was talking about Disturbia.
Yeah.
I was like, no, man.
I was pumped.
He was excited for Disturbia, and he was excited for the Angelina Jolie, the Changeling.
Yeah.
Surprise, everybody.
Yep.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Later. We got